The Innovators is brought to you by the Jamaica Yellow Pages, Heart Trust NTA, the Jamaica Observer, First Heritage Cooperative Credit Union, and Future Services International. Meet the Innovators, Yannick Page and Gary Matalin. Over the next several weeks, they'll be helping aspiring and struggling entrepreneurs to make more money. Yannick Page launched her first business at age 17 and knows how to start a business on a shoestring budget. She's a certified trainer in entrepreneurship and workforce innovation and is also the founder of the award-winning company, Future Services International. Gary Matalin is the co-founder and director of New Stone Limited. This successful entrepreneur is also the co-founder of KLE Group, owners and operators of Fiction Lounge and Usain Bolt's Tracks and Records. This season, they met 12 new assignments and helped them to make more money. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from season 2.
Graduated with 2 subjects. I didn't know because my parents never really pay for the school fees, so I didn't get my results. So I went and I got my job at Little Pub Waterways playing music. And then now I left and got a job as a postman at the Central Sorting Office. I was there for a while and I said, this is not going to work, and we need some education. So I went back to St. George's Evening College and got some subjects and found my way at MICO. Working with prep schools for years, and them start using me doing 6-7 jobs at once, one salary. And then one day something just clicking on me and said, why not just do your own thing? And so I went and I got this little place. September morning when we were about to start, we realized that, hey, we cannot start school without a kitchen. But we didn't have any money to buy a stove. So we took the stove from home, and the fridge, and the plates, and the pots. We took the fans from out of the bedroom, even the mop. In the afternoons, we have to pack up at the fans and take them home, use them at nights, and bring them back in the morning. So that is how we did it from time. That is how we survived.
Many rivers to cross, but I can't seem to find.
David Levy, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Tell me, I have 2 young children. Why would I send them to your school?
We do things differently. You see, all teachers were trained using the same system at the same teachers' colleges. But not everybody loves children. Not everybody understands children. That's why we do differently.
So tell me, how many students do you have, and do you know what your break-even number of students is?
35 children would allow us to break even. But we currently stand at 17 now. We barely can exist.
One of the things I would suggest is that you specialize. Focus, say, on preparing students, the older students, for GSAT.
You have to find a mentor, David. You have to find somebody who has been in this business before, been successful in the business, possibly failed in the business, but somebody who has traveled the road that you are traveling now, who can give you some guidance. I think one of the most powerful things for me, for Gary, has been having a mentor, and you have to have somebody who you can talk to.
So David, good luck.
David took the Innovators' advice, and he's currently in the process of acquiring a new building for his school. The school's population doubled since his episode was aired. His overheads were lowered, and he's now making even more money.
Hi, my name is Casey Ann Walcott, and I'm the owner of Casey's Chateau. I was living in the UK for 5 years almost, going to school, just got accepted in university and was just looking forward to, going to school and furthering my education. And one day I was at my aunt's hair shop and 2 men came in there and they asked me what my name was. And I told them, and they said to me that I had to come with them because I'd overstayed my time in the country. After coming back from the UK and being on my own, I decided that I'd I wasn't going to just stay down and cry about it and just, it's always been a passion for me to have my own business. And I'm in the process of actually having a business that's actually going somewhere. And I'm proud of myself, and I'm just looking forward to what the future has to offer for me. I've always been working. Right now I actually work 12 hours a day, almost every day.
Kasian is what I'll call a workaholic. Kasian is always working. If you text Kasian 2 o'clock in the morning, sometimes she's working. 6 a.m. she's just going home. Then she'll be at work again. So Kasian is always working.
You're a strong girl and you've been through a lot, and I'm just glad that you're here. And that we could never even tell that you've had so many challenges. But in terms of the business, what are you doing? You are making cupcakes, you are selling wine, you are doing baskets, you are doing fruit designs. You're all over the place.
If I want to give a gift to a family member or something like that, is there a store that I can go into to buy one of these Casey Walcott gift baskets?
Well, I have business cards, and I'm on Twitter and I'm on Facebook mostly. And I do wine tasting occasionally as well, and give out business cards.
So you actually conduct wine tasting?
Yes, I do. I've done a few.
Yeah, can you give me an example of it? Okay, so what's interesting is that I've been in the wine business in Jamaica for about 10 years or so, and I've never heard of you.
I don't know how to help you because I don't know what you want to do. I honestly, this is the first time I can say I don't know how to help somebody.
To hear Yannick tell me that she can't help me and she don't see where my business can go from here, it was like my heart was just breaking and I couldn't help but start. I felt down.
If we didn't care about you, I could tell you anything that you want to hear. There's no point in doing that. I have to tell you the truth. This is by far the toughest assignment we've ever had. So much so that you've caused us to change the way we're going to approach it. So we're going to do something that we've never ever done before. We're going to send you to find opportunities. And it's going to be great because what you're going to do is to explore what are the opportunities available to someone who wants to start a business in Jamaica. You have some good entrepreneurial characteristics, right? And so we want to see where can you channel that energy, because that's really good. You're hardworking.
Casey resigned her job and she's now fully focused on her business. She decided to focus mainly on selling wines and gift baskets. Casey received overwhelming support from people all over Jamaica, and she's definitely making more money. Coming up on The Innovators, we'll find out who won the Jamaica Yellow Pages competition. Meet our Yellow Pages competition winners, O'Shane McKnight and Shakara McRae-Levy.
We were fishing around for ideas for businesses, and a few things came up. We realized that students on campus coming from abroad really didn't know Jamaica, and students coming from the country areas didn't know Jamaica either. So we thought of offering services or a way for people coming in to go around Jamaica to find out the little places that people talk about, you hear about in the movies, you hear about on ads, but you never really saw. So that's where we came up with CJA.
We came up with quite a number, and in Experience Jamaica we found out that one was taken, and we were just throwing ideas back and forth. And O'Shane said to me one day, CJA. I'm like, dude, awesome. That's like really good because you just have 3 letters that's literally 2 words, and basically you can get a sentence, see Jamaica.
Shakara was browsing around on the internet and she found out that there was a competition being offered through Jamaica Yellow Pages. She said to me, O'Shane, we should sign up for this. And eventually, after going through the page, finding out what they require, I signed up, submitted, and got a call saying that we won. I was elated, elated.
They are the lucky winners of a platinum website bundle and a full-color display ad, courtesy of Jamaica Yellow Pages. Congratulations.
Jamaica Yellow Pages and Innovators, there is no two words such as thank you that can really express how I feel and what I want to say to you. But seeing that I'm unable to come up with it at this point, I just want to say thank you guys very much for giving us the opportunity to showcase to Jamaica what we are really about, because brand Jamaica is very important. So thank you until I can find the words that I really want to say.
My name is Patrick Perfeet. I'm the artist at Ink Custom Tattoos here in Barbican Business Center. I was born in Belize City, Belize. I spent most of my life there. I moved around the districts a little bit, but mainly I grew up in Belize City in Belize. I moved here about 2 months ago, specifically to come start the business here in Jamaica.
All of this space for me skin soon done. If you're not done, go get one, go get one. If you're not done, go get some, go get some. When the tattoo niggas start feeling.
Chris and I, we get along really well. Always joking. We have a history, you know, because we were together in Belize. Him and my older brother, they grew up together, so they were more like brothers, and I was the younger brother that they look out for, right? So we do have a close relation.
Well, when I first moved to Jamaica, I realized the amount of people that had tattoos, as well as in Belize. So I decided to pursue in a business out here to open a tattoo parlor, and I asked Patrick, and a year later he called me and says he's ready to move. So we actually made a move and opened our parlor.
You obviously came here with a view to attract a certain clientele. Your demographic is what? Between 18 and 30? I mean, what is it?
There's no really age. No age.
Oh, no. You have to know who your target market is, and you have to define who that customer is as closely as possible. You have to immediately start thinking of not just pushing the primary business, which is tattoos, but seeing what else can be done with that space in terms of, can you do piercings, can you do other, you know, we spoke about
service that can earn money when you're not working.
You're gonna have to innovate. You can't just go out there and say, you know what, I'm a tattoo artist, because that doesn't do enough.
This may come as a shock to Gary and Unique, but I've made a huge decision regarding the business. And that decision is I've decided to close the business and move back to Belize. Why I decided to leave was not necessarily a business problem or anything, but more of an internal one. So I encourage people, you know, if you're getting into a business, my advice is really plan it. Plan ahead, get everything done, do all your research before you're actually opening the business, you know, because that's what kind of caused the problem, not enough planning in the initial stages.
Sadly, Patrick and Chris are still on bad terms. As a result, their business in Jamaica is still closed. Patrick is still in Belize, and he hopes to return to Jamaica to open his tattoo and graphic art company in the future.
I am Marlon King. You know, I was born in Kingston. I grew up in and around town. I wasn't born this way, you know. It was like accidentally I got shot, you know, while I was lying on my bed. You know what I mean? I woke up with a bullet, you know, lodged in my side. Next morning at Bustamante Hospital. I was at about 3 or 4 years old.
For you and me, it's just another day. The reality is hard for us to face.
Sometimes when I look at some of the things that I want to, like, you know, do for myself rather than, you know, calling for help for somebody, you know what I mean, or begging somebody to move this or move that for me. You know, if it was, I was able, you know, I would be a more independent mind, you know what I mean, because it's all about independence, you know. And another thing again too is that I don't really have somewhere where I can work properly. It's like underneath a tree. I would like to be somewhere like a building, you know what I mean, where you know, I mean, I can work more better in.
They don't know, and I said they don't know, oh boy. They see me
only support that I do get is from stranger. The good book tell you that your time is going to come when your family is going to forsake you. And when your family can turn your back, and it's really horrible. I don't know any family. There's no family. I have my parents, yes, I really do respect them and I like them. And my father is there for me and say, but you is more family to me than they are.
Where do you sell and how do you sell?
Well, I sell them on campus at times. Sometimes at Shoppers Fair. Shoppers Fair is one of my main locations. Distribution, I haven't really reached that level as yet, but I'm planning in the nearest future, you know what I mean? Marketing them, you know, getting them out there in the different shops.
Have you ever tried getting somebody else to sell your products and then you focus on producing the products rather than going out there producing and going out there to sell?
Well, one of the things that I really want to concentrate on is producing enough so I can supply the various shops. Because if I'm not producing enough, I won't be able to supply.
As I sit here, Marlon, I'm overcome with so many emotions. I'm proud of you, I'm inspired by you, because in spite of all challenges, you get up and you do it every day, and that counts.
As far as I'm concerned, you have more going for you and more positives than most people I've ever come across in my life.
May I just say to that, the wheelchair prevents him from going all over the place and getting into problems and to focus on the business.
Yes. Yes.
So let's convert it into a plus. Yes.
Absolutely.
Marlon is in the process of building his work studio. He's also adding the final touches to the new packaging and labeling for his jewelry line. Marlon has even more customers, and he's making more money. Coming up on The Innovators.
Innovator, it's good. Read innovate. Innovate me, innovate you, innovate all of Jamaica.
We took to the streets to find out what our viewers thought about The Innovators Season 2. Let's take a look.
I think Jamaica need this. I need it for a long time. Because a lot of persons out there have the dream, have the vision, but don't have anybody behind them to push it. So I believe it is good.
If your business is not well improved and thing, the Innovative Show can make your thing slap away. It's just a slap way so entire car to not promote it proper way.
What I like with the Innovators is the fact that they give tips that make sense, and what happened when persons return, they actually get success from the program, and that's what I like.
People who really want a chance to get started in business, an opportunity, and they make use of it, and it's very good, especially now in Jamaica where it's not really easy to start a business, and they give good advice, so I really like it.
I think The Innovators is a very good show. It helps young entrepreneurs build their business, and I like it.
The tips that they give, I learn a lot from it, how to start a business and how to go about starting a business.
We need a lot more show like that in Jamaica. That build the people of Jamaica, man. That's what we need in Jamaica. Innovator, it's good. Read innovate. Innovate me, innovate you, innovate all of Jamaica.
I am Tareen Swell. I am 27 years of age and I am a farmer. Well, as a child growing up, my grandmother, she actually grew pigs and chicken. That's where I got my first experience from. And when I finished university, it was difficult finding a job. With my passion that I have for animals, that was like one of the easiest business to start. Mortality is like very, very difficult to deal with. Recently, I bought 2,000 chickens. And due to the weather and the climate and the rain, within 1 week, I actually lost 130 baby chicks. I actually broke down and I was like, oh my God, this is so frustrating.
Your issue is the distribution.
That's one of my major issues.
You're not having any issue on the farming side. You're comfortable on the farming side?
On the farming side, my problem is sometimes neighbors complain about stench from the farm, the scent. It is in a somewhat residential area. So from time to time, I find out the inspector, she would say that, hey, Miss Sewell, I got a complaint from somebody. So that's one of the challenges that I face.
Why did you select that location? Is it a property that you own? Are you leasing the property?
It's an old farm that we lease. I do not have an official accounting system in place. How I calculate my profit to determine if I'm making a profit or a loss, what I do is I have a feeding guide that tells me, okay, at 6 weeks, they should be getting ½ pound. Then at 4 months, they should be getting 4 pounds. So what I do, I calculate that. And then I say at the end of this 6 months, this is what this pig is going to weigh. This is what it's going to cost. Then I'll subtract and know if I'm making a profit or a loss.
You used only the feed as the input. What about the cost of maintaining that farm? What about paying the workers? What about your own salary?
I do calculate that, but I don't calculate my salary because I don't take a salary.
You have to be more deliberate because, you know, this is not a hobby, it's a business. So therefore you can't depend on personal relationship with the pig to identify the pig. You have to tag it. Your inventory must be tagged.
I take my hat off to you because here it is, you did your theoretical training in banking and finance, but yet you've turned around and gone into farming. What needs to happen though clearly is you need to start developing the business beyond where it is, and you need to look at some growth and expansion. But what we have discussed is we think that before you get into any real growth strategy and start executing on your growth and expansion plans, you need to fix some of your basic management and organizational issues that exist, and then that will better position you for the growth and expansion and increase your chances for success when you go that route. Because if you get bigger with some basic problems, all that's going to happen is those basic problems will become bigger problems.
Tareen has now doubled her sales. Being on the Innovators inspired her to open her own meat shop, DCL Meat Mart, in Regal Plaza in Crossroads. She's planning to expand her farm to keep up with the high demands. Tareen is definitely making more money. That's it for Season 2. Look out for Season 3. Thank you for watching. The boardroom table and chairs were provided by the Stationery and Office Supplies Limited. For people who mean business, Gary's wardrobe was provided by Max Brown Limited. For further information on any of our assignments, please visit us at facebook.com/innovatorstv or email us at innovatorstv@gmail.com. The Innovators was brought to you by the Jamaica Yellow Pages, Heart Trust NTA, the Jamaica Observer, First Heritage Cooperative Credit Union, and Future Services International. The Innovators is brought to you by the Jamaica Yellow Pages.